Kokopee, the Ayoyowa, the ass boy, that can't do without VDM, where they leave VDM, yash, they waka, they smell VDM. Why are you telling Nedu Wazobia to come and beg Verydarkman so that Verydarkman can have mercy on him, so that you can help him reach out to people that Verydarkman respects, so that Verydarkman will leave the issue, because Verydarkman has vowed to destroy Nedu to the ground? Why? Just because Nedu brought D1 to his podcast. Verydarkman be feeling like a demigod. Nobody reach you. All talking Nadu, now you be all in all. Bravo. Before we dive into that issue, let's discuss this Tunde Ednut matter. A lot of people have been sending me DMs since yesterday. Like, Naomi, what did Nedu do to Tunde? Because yesterday Tunde posted that after Verydarkman finished dealing with Nedu, that he's going to start from where Verydarkman stopped. And a lot of people have been like, oh, VDM and Tunde, they have not been talking. That means they want to use Nedu to settle. That means Nedu must have done something terrible. No, Nedu didn't do anything terrible. And for your information, VDM and Tunde have always been friends. They have always been talking. The only reason Tunde stopped posting Verydarkman is because of the benefits that he gets from people like them OB Cubana, from people like the relationship that he has had with Polo ever since. He didn't want to dent that relationship. Because of the benefit he get from OB Cubana, he decided to stop posting VDM. During that Iyabo Ojo issue with VDM, and Polo said something about it, Verydarkman insulted Polo. OB Cubana came and said Block should stop posting disrespectful children who disrespect adults. You know, Verydarkman blasted OB Cubana because he felt like Obi was talking to him. So because Tunde didn't want to strain the relationship he had with these people, he decided to stop posting Verydarkman. They have always been friends. They talk behind the scene. Now, I've always told you people, two reasons why Verydarkman is angry with Nedu right now. Number one, because Nedu allowed D1 to come to his podcast and they talked about him. Right? Which is also the same thing that happens between Tunde and Nedu Wazobia. That's the main reason why Tunde is angry. Nothing more. Tunde said that Nedu brought somebody to the podcast that talked about him. Although I'm still looking for the clip because I want to know who that person is and what the person said about Tunde Ednut. But according to the story that we heard, Tunde said that Nedu brought somebody to the podcast that said something bad about him, and Nedu was there. Nedu didn't do anything. He reached out to Nedu after the podcast, and Nedu told him, look, you know I'm a host. I'm one of the hosts. Not just me, we are four. I have no control over what guests come to the podcast to say. You get? And Tunde Ednut felt offended. He was like, oh, because you have a platform, you think you can bring people to come and dance my image. No problem. Let's see how long this platform is going to last. That was the beginning of the beef. And then when D1 went to the same podcast to talk about Verydarkman being a friend to Tunde Ednut, you guys remember when this whole thing started, he was always talking about our mutual friend. Nedu did the same thing to our mutual friend. It is Tunde that was the mutual friend that he was talking about. So now, it can't be like continued beef. Oh, this same thing don't happen to Tunde. Now you want to do it to me, no problem, I go show you. That's the only issue. The problem they have is people came to the podcast to talk about them. But when people go to the podcast to talk about other people, they don't have a problem with it. Tunde Ednut, as a matter of fact, used to share snippets of Nedu Wazobia's podcast. Same with VDM. When they go there to talk about other people. But because they talked about them, they felt offended. I don't know what they wanted Nedu to do, to go and beat the guest. I don't know. But since Nedu stood his ground and said, I am not the only host on that show, and I do not have control over what guests come to the show to say, that's the anger. Now, instead of facing D1, who is the guest that went to the podcast, because they feel like, that they have a personal relationship with Nedu, they are not taking the anger out on Nedu. And VDM and Tunde Ednut have vowed that they are going to destroy Nedu to the ground. That's the reason you see them doing what they are doing right now. And then Kokopee went and started telling Nedu, as you can see on my screen, this is their chat, that, oh, Verydarkman is very angry, oh, he has vowed to destroy you. Why would you even bring D1 to the podcast? Like, I don't understand. This is a show, it's his job where he makes money, they pay him. They also pay other people working there. And you expect him to say, no, D1 don't come because you want to talk about VDM. Like, I don't understand. Who the hell is VDM? He talks about people all the time. He went to a show that day and he was talking about Blessing CEO. Why can't people talk about him? If he feels aggrieved, he should sue the person who said what he said. But no, because this Nedu already has beef with Tunde Ednut, who happens to be his friend, he has now decided to just put the whole beef together to drag Nedu. That is what is going on. Nothing important. Nothing. That's just it. That is just the main issue. Now, when kokopee started reaching out to Nedu, Nedu was like telling people, Nedu now started sharing the contact, like sharing the chat with some of their friends. Like, look at what kokopee is telling me. Oh, does it mean I should go and be begging VDM for because I brought a guest to my show? He was supposed to hold the guest responsible. It's not dragging me. Kokopee now sent him a message. Oh, because I want to help you, you are not sharing my contact. This is the chat on the screen. So VDM is not God. And then yesterday I heard him saying, oh, I have informants inside this thing that gives me information. Inside EFCC that give me information. VDM, you have informants inside EFCC that used to give you information. You said you have informants everywhere that gives him information. And this is the same thing you were complaining about that day. That, oh, Mercy Chinwo's husband has connection here. He has connection here. He has connection here. So therefore, these people cannot handle the case between Mercy Chinwo and EZT because there's not going to be fairness. But now you are confessing openly that you have people inside EFCC working for you. This is it, oh. Now the case just be this one. Now ask yourself, wetin they do back for this whole matter? If you dey truthful to yourself, because this podcast not be today start. D1 go there, go talk something. Very simple. If you feel bad for wetin D1 or sue D1, but you are so scared of D1 because you know probably D1 get something very substantial wey fit hold against you. You leave and begin to drag Nedu because you and Tunde already they gang up against Nedu since. Who God make, nobody fit destroy and VDM. You might be feeling that you are it now, you are big thing. No problem. Continue. Nobody they reign forever. Oh. Nobody they reign forever. This is not the end of Nedu. Last na court now una go. No wahala. Continue. Let your informants be giving you information. D1 saying go submit something for EFCC yesterday. You can't data say you get informants. Now you caught D1 an influencer. So you know D1 is an influencer just like you. No worry. No your worry. The day go come. Nah. He don't hear. For those of you asking, that was what happened between Tunde and Nedu. Nothing more. Maybe he wants to come and talk about what Nedu to. Maybe you go talk, you go pass, say, okay, Nedu tell me say this one, do this one, Nedu tell me say that one, do that. It is still then say. If you don't have proof, then it is all cha. That is it. Verydarkman never fed one. He sleep with this one, he kiss and tell, do this, he do this, he do that. Waiting happen. You say they chop 60 million, where they give Nedu. Why not allow the organization to drag the case to court? It's very simple. Instead, you are submitting petitions, not thinking about how that petition can affect our own people, our brothers. We be said they even did that SA side, the other part where they do this pressing. Ekelebe for that side now will come put eye for their body. Come they say, okay, oh, they say all these boys. They'll come you don't even care. If this whole thing is going to affect other people, continue. For your mind, now you the reign.